This is Module 2, Introduction to the Definition Essay. So the topic for this essay you can see in detail in the essay prompt, but also we're going to talk through it a little bit and give a little additional information in this PowerPoint. So in this unit, we have been reading, or will have been reading, many different definitions of virtue from writers throughout Western history, and the time span is huge. Benjamin Franklin believed that virtue could be accomplished via a checklist or a method. For Aristotle, virtue existed as the mean or the middle point between extremes. Jesus argued in the Sermon on the Mount in Matthew 5 that virtue consists not merely of behavior, as Franklin talked about, but also of the inner self, the inner thoughts. All of these different perspectives we've been confronted with in this unit. So then moving forward with that, your task for the definition essay is to present in a 3 to 5 page paper your own definition of a virtue of your choice. You can, if you want, give your own perspective on one of the virtues we've already discussed, like courage or temperance, or you could choose a virtue that we have never touched on in class in any of the readings, and that's your choice. Some questions to consider as you're choosing your topic, things that might help you to generate a really good idea. First, can virtue best be defined by opposition, such as humility being the opposite of pride? Often that's the way that we think about it, is virtue versus vice. Another thing to consider, or alternatively, do you resonate with Aristotle's idea that virtue is a mean between extremes, which I guess is still a kind of opposition between two different extremes, like courage being a middle ground between cowardice and recklessness. That could be another direction you might want to think. Finally, are some virtues composed of other virtues? For example, might the virtue of charity be considered as a composition of compassion and also love, or something like that, or generosity and love? So you might also think of it in that way. And these are just different questions to think about. These are not all questions you have to address in your paper, but these are intended to just get you thinking and get the juices flowing to try to generate a really great idea for your paper. Assignment specifications for this essay. Sources will be helpful and they should be referenced. By the way, it's true that you need references even if you're only referring to texts included in textbook. Sometimes students believe that if only text in the reader are being quoted, there's no need for a works cited page, and for in-text citations, that's not true. Even for just readings in our textbook, there should be both in-text citations and works cited page citations. And that's true for all sources. All sources should be cited in the text of the essay and listed at the end in a properly formatted works cited page in MLA style. The reason that you have to have both types of citations is because they work together. If there are only in-text citations, for example, so that you're telling, the author and page number, but there's no works cited page citation, then there's no way for the reader to see what source these things came from. They can tell a name, but there's no way to know which book by that person this is coming from. The converse is also true. If there are works cited page citations telling the sources that your information came from, but there are no in-text citations, then it's in no way clear in the paper which sentences or which items of information came from which source. So the reader's left guessing again. And in both cases, that is actually an academic honesty issue because you're not giving full credit to the people that you're including in your paper, the people's ideas that you're including in your paper. So both in-text citations and works cited page citations are always necessary. As far as formatting goes, all papers should be written in proper MLA format, which includes a heading, a title, page numbers, and also 1-inch margins on every side. There's no need for a title page. APA style requires a title page, but MLA does not, so no title pages. You should be using Times New Roman 12-point font, and your paper should be double-spaced. All these are standard MLA requirements. And if you want more information on MLA style formatting in terms of page formatting, check out the Purdue OWL page. They actually have sample MLA papers that you can look at that'll show exactly what the page should look like in MLA style formatting. So keep all this stuff in mind as you're writing the definition essay. Hopefully this brief introduction has given you greater clarity on what the paper should look like and some good ideas to maybe help you generate a topic.